Looks like they're lining it up. And they're off. Woods snapping it off to number 15, Stafira, who connects on the first throw of the event. Looks like number 1, Fagan, looking for the nipple on the ball there. Number 1 with the block. Counter onto number 4 from Wolfpack. Let's see what happens now. Ball Shagger's loading up number 15. Kopit looks like he misses a catch there, pulls his hands in, trying to show everybody that he didn't get hit. Welcome back. So I'm Stacy Hugh and just want to introduce myself, and with me now we have
Terry Thrasher back on the desk after a little hiatus, taking over for John.
Absolutely. So we're now down to just one player left on the Wolfpack side against Golden Boys, which was a surprising development so quickly into the game. It's only been a minute on the clock.
This is Mike Caverly out of Ottawa. He's faced tough odds before, but
I've seen a good showing from him in this tournament, absolutely. In the round robin, he was both a great sport and just put on some great displays.
Hey, I barely watched any of the Wolfpack games, but
we got to see quite a few.
Looks like they got him on the ground there. Good shot.
So Golden Boys taking the first point. They're hoping for some early momentum, I imagine, after seeing how devastating it was to Rebellion to lose 3 points off the hop.
Yeah, it can be tough to recover from those slow starts. I know momentum plays a bigger role in Dodgeball than people expect.
Absolutely. You see a lot of people refer to themselves as second half teams, or people that often are down and they need that driving force, that fire under them to get to those points in the second half. Unfortunately, I've seen a lot of teams be first half teams where they take an early lead, but then they slow it down too early and the other team catches up. I think that's what happened. Oh no, they didn't start the clock.
It's a hit on Gonzalez.
Let's remind them, clock. We're all smacking our wrist. Start the clock. I'm going to keep hitting my wrist until they do this. I'm going to have a bruise here. Nobody noticing the clock.
John, Ian's got it.
Oh, there we go. Finally, we're back on it.
About 1 minute.
Oh, and there we see Rabina with the catch off of Yan.
Absolutely.
Little rebound action.
Yeah, I think Carr Harris got knocked out there while that was happening, leaving us with 5-on-4 in favor of Wolfpack. Oh, ball goes up from LeBurge, but Wilmot not having enough space to go for the catch.
And that this point's turned around fairly quickly. Shot at Newen, missing the mark.
Woods going down. Can't tell if he's tired or just trying to rest on his laurels a little bit. Carter showing a lot of energy. Normally a very static player, looks for the big catches. The strong left spin on his throws usually. And there we go. We've got, I believe that's Dongan coming up the center.
There's a shot. Ooh, oh! Yan is hit out, and Yassine as well. And now we've got it 3-on-3.
Important to note, I believe we have 2 Dongans on this team, do we not? Number 4 and number 2 on Wolfpack.
Well, they are on the bench at the moment. We got, they're players from Northern Touch out of Toronto. I think Cousins? I actually don't remember.
We'll have to talk to them later in the event and find out.
I'm sure someone in the chat will tell us.
Absolutely.
We see a slightly weak throw bouncing in front of Rabina. And now Wolfpack will set up with 3 balls.
Yeah, we saw a great performance from Wilmot yesterday, bringing back a couple rounds as last one left.
Newen getting knocked out there on a good shot by Harder.
And we did actually have a lot of wins in this tournament, so it can be difficult to keep track of who's who when we have a lot of similar last names, just like there's 2 Woods as well.
Yeah, I feel like there's only so many last names, right? There's probably a bunch of Thrashers in this tournament too.
I think there's only the one.
Aw.
I would have gotten his... if there were more, I think I would have got excited about them too.
Throw missing from Wilmot.
The Dongans are brothers, we're being informed by the chat.
Oh, good.
So that reminds me.
Oh,
Oh, Wilmot getting connected. You see that hit on number 11 there.
Oh, that's Aaron Rabina. He's knocked out, and now it's a 1-on-2. Mike Caverly, once again, the last one remaining. That throw from Woods going wide.
So we can see the comments. We're going to put a comment stream up.
Oh, and there's must have been a finger block because Caverly called himself out on that. So Golden Boys with the 2-0 start. Stronger momentum than the Rebellion team showed in their game. Hopefully a promising omen for them.
We're just informing them right now that clock hadn't been started for about 30 seconds. Our official head ref, Ian Asang, going to go inform the timers what's going on. I think they're going to just run the clock down for about 30 seconds before we restart.
And just a little update from the other court. It looks like it's still 0-0 between Fury and the Edmonton Arsenal, or Alberta Arsenal, sorry. That first point already more than 3 minutes old.
Yeah, that's they're going into a pretty long round there. I believe it's 3-on-1, 3 players for Fury at this time, unless somebody's standing in front of the Domino's banner perfectly.
Yeah, I think you've got that right. Just the one Arsenal player remaining.
Okay, they've got the clock corrected now. And they're off. Wilmot this time snapping it to Safura. Safura with the dirty block.
Carter Harris, was he okay on that one? Oh yeah, looks like he was.
I believe they're saying ball was not activated.
I guess so, because that looked like a hit from this angle, but if that ball wasn't cleared, then it's not going to make a difference. And there we see a shot missing the mark. Oh no. Looks like they got one of the Dongan brothers. That is Tyler, I believe. There we see
go.
The other Dongan knocked out. Now it's a 5-on-4 player advantage. Some back and forth action. We see Yan coming to the line. Yassine as well.
Strategy is just falling apart at that point. Everybody just trying to feel each other out until they can get their bearings.
Oh, and there's a hit.
Number 14, Jesse.
And we're back to 4-on-4 even numbers. And that's a miss.
Yep. Mandula not connecting. Gonzalez passing off to Mandula while they wait for the incoming attack.
Woods with some good dodging going low. Yan, oh, that must have grazed him as it went over.
Beautiful sportsmanship. Again, we've been seeing this on every game we've streamed. Players just being super honest.
There's one on to Carr Harris that misses. Ooh, Woods trying to take advantage of Carr Harris getting the ball handed to him by the ball retriever.
Yep.
But couldn't
Gonzalez
find the
trying
mark.
to protect.
Bouncing in front of Yassine. Rabina showing the pressure out of the wing, but nothing doing. Mendiola returning the favor.
Wilmot just looking for a place where he can stand on the court and not be in the way of the other players. You can tell they're just keeping him as an anchor. He's not taking the offensive until they're down to just a few players.
I had the pleasure of playing with Riel in Halifax last year.
Yeah, that was the beginning of his competitive career. After he got invited out as an individual player, he just fell in love with competitive play.
Oh, wow. And we see a bunch of back and forth.
Woods and Wilmot now the only two left on the Golden Boys against 2 players there on Wolfpack.
That is David Carr Harris taking the shot, getting hit on like the ankle or the heel.
Yeah, it was a nice left spin on that ball.
Now Aaron Rabina, who I've also played with in Toronto. I feel like I've gotten around dodgeball a little bit lately.
Yeah, playing on the individuals team is a great way to meet other competitive players from across the country. Wood's putting himself flat into the floor, truly becoming one with the wood.
That's what the kids call planking, right?
I think planking is already 10 years out of date.
Huh.
Maybe not quite 10 years, but I think that might be like a 2012 thing.
I mean, it's all the same to me. Young kids and their slang.
Absolutely. I just got on board with lit, and then I found out that it's now extra. That's so extra now is what people say.
I have heard that. I am not entirely sure what it means, but yeah. Now we see the one-on-one Wilmot and Rabina.
Everybody remembering Riel's rainbow tights. Look at that jump, the air from him.
Ooh, speaking of air, that shot.
Yep, captain of Golden Boys there, Ireland Mendiola, wants to talk to his team a little bit. Oh, it looks like the referees are talking to a couple of the players from Wolfpack. I'm curious what they're talking about.
Yeah, some sports mic the refs. Maybe
Yeah.
someday. Maybe we'll do that someday.
Someday we'll be able to afford more than 2 microphones. But it is not this day. And they're off. Wilmot snapping it to Stafura again.
False start.
On the Wolfpack.
Yep, looks like that's the call. And I think, just a quick update from the other court, Fury just picked up their second point. They're off to a 2-0 start.
Oh, look, they've even got the names typed in on one of the courts at least.
Yeah.
On the scoreboard. Oh, Wilmot snapping to Stafura this time. I think Stafura is standing a little far for that snap to be effective.
Yeah.
He needs to get a lot closer. I've noticed on Red River Rebellion and a lot of the other competitive men's teams, they'll have somebody snapping that ball to another player who's sprinting just a beat later so that they can grab the ball as it hits the line.
Yep, just step through the attack line and take your shot from as close as possible. Looks like a good block.
Yeah. It looks like somebody indicating that they thought it was a dirty block, but Kopit holds his ball out and says that was clean. Referee's not calling it, so we'll just accept it as a clean block. Oh, Wilmot with the catch from the drop shot.
Yeah, I think that was Caverly missing his intended target, and Wilmot with a good shadow in order to be there for the catch.
Oh,
So
no.
a couple of crosses. Ooh.
Oh, LeBurge almost with the catch, but doesn't stick in his catching zone.
I think it bounced in front of him, but
Oh, that makes sense.
but we do see Kopit lost to... Am I saying that last name correctly?
I have no idea. Kopit or Kopit, I just call him Jesse normally, so.
Or
Kopet.
Kopet, I'm being told.
That's right. It's like when you have 2 pets. You have your pet and your co-pet.
Wouldn't it be like if both of your pets are living in the same place, they're co-petting?
Oh, absolutely. And Wilmot connecting on number 4. Normally we don't see him on the offensive at this point. He's passing the ball off to Mendiola. They're loading up harder now.
Wilmot picking his moments.
Absolutely, and he's been picking them right. He's I'd say he's been an absolutely key player for this team in this event. LeBurge up there. He's a tall man, but with an abnormally large wingspan, which gives him a great throw and some extra catching ability. Actually, Dodgeball Winnipeg had to change the rules on our activation lines because of that man, because he could reach the activation lines we had down from the center just by stepping back.
Just like rocking back, holding the ball over the line kind of thing?
Yep. And so instead of laying the 10-foot activation lines like we normally do, we had to just put 2 feet behind the lines. Community centers oftentimes don't have a 10-foot line down. Now, just to remind everybody, anybody who's new to this stream, or new to this game, I should say, the attack line is that black line that has been laid 10 feet back from the red center line. And the attack line, all the balls must travel over it in the opening rush before they're allowed to be thrown and knock players out. Balls are considered dead until they travel over a attack line in the opening rush, which means if you throw a dead ball, you're actually not eligible to be caught out either, which is a relatively obscure rule a lot of people aren't aware of. Creates for some heated moments in games when the people don't know about it.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
I caught that guy. Why isn't he out? Well, he didn't activate the ball. Seems like a strange advantage to get, but it makes sense.
Now you see just Dong and left on Wolfpack against 4 members of Golden Boys. And there's a block.
Oh, I think we have another Dodgeball parent in the chat. Golden Boys taking another point. Saying, hi, Mrs. Naughty. Yep, Tamara Naughty, Brendan's mom. Welcome to the stream. Just a quick little recap there. For anybody who's new to this, players only run to the balls on the right side of center in the opening rush because in Dodgeball, you are not to make physical contact with any of the opposing players ever.
Yeah, there's no real circumstance where that should ever come up. And
even 2 players that are very close to each other at the center line, there's no reason to touch them with your body.
Yeah.
You are allowed to step over the center line in the opening rush, but that is the only time. After that point, you need to get back on your side, and stepping on the center line or any of the boundaries will knock you out.
I didn't catch who that last false start was on, but
I think it was the Golden Boys side, because if it was Wolfpack, they'd be playing short.
that is true. You get 1 false start per half, and then you lose people on subsequent violations.
Yeah, we saw Riptide lose 2 players in a single round in a round-robin game because of 2 false starts after they'd already had 1.
Yeah, that was a pretty substantial hole. I believe that was against Fury.
Yep, and that's not a team where you can afford to be down players.
Yeah. So LeBear's trying to keep the Wolfpack back, does so successfully.
Oh, we got some of Brendan's school friends as well.
Oh, LeBear's dropping that ball as he faked so hard, but recovered it in time, no damage done.
Absolutely, you can see them now. What Golden Boys has been doing, which is not part of the regular metagame, is they've been putting their guards oftentimes 1 position in. So a typical Dodgeball strategy, like this is the most basic stuff. When you're counting down, calling a target, you count from the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Generally, on your side of the court, the 1 and 6 positions are who the guard's going to be. When you don't have ball advantage, you want to make sure that they're loaded so that they can protect your players and fake out. But Golden Boys has been putting them in the 2 and the 5 positions.
Yeah, and I think that can be worthwhile just because those 2 players are a little closer to more targets. So I think
Also gives a little better defense for some of the players who might otherwise just be left out to dry in the center.
Yeah.
See, number 32, Harder, he's off in the corner now. He does get a little bit of protection from number 15, Stafura. Now, I know that it should be pronounced Stafura, but he did correct me and tell me that his name is pronounced Stafura. Oh, down to just Woods now for Golden Boys. That round fell apart quick.
Yeah, some good accuracy from the Wolfpack, finding their targets.
People still upset about hats.
Yeah.
I don't see how it is any different from just keeping your hair down.
Well, I don't know. I think some of this might just be what the players are comfortable wearing. I think there's some amount of value in just making sure that you're comfortable as a player. If you've built up a certain with playing or feel playing because of certain gear you wear.
Absolutely. Also a great way to keep people from knowing you have a receding hairline.
Right.
Absolutely. When you see a man in their 30s who always wears a baseball hat, generally you know what's up.
I mean, I just lean into it.
You might as well, it's actually not a bad look, and if society could just stop giving people grief over it, it wouldn't matter so much.
But, I don't know, I think the hats, they can be misleading sometimes. If a ball travels over someone and, the hat gets jostled by anything, it does look, it does look sometimes like the ball may have done it, and it could seem like a disadvantage sometimes, but I'm not sure how much it matters. LeBear's missing Yassine off the rush there. Malik Yassine, one of the younger players out of Ontario.
Oh, nice block from Woods.
Yep.
Gonzalez faking so hard his back leg is coming up.
It's good. You sell your fakes. Make them look like a real throw.
Absolutely.
It's a high ball by Caverly.
You know what they say about fakes? Always be closing.
I've never actually seen that movie. Just that scene.
I have never seen the movie, but I have read the play. Yeah, I've read it. Not even seen it performed. It was in a drama class.
I think Caverly must have jammed his finger pretty good on that catch. He's been nursing it aggressively ever since.
Yep. Hopefully it's just a jam and not a break. I have broken a finger in a championship game before, and not pleasant.
Harder.
He nicked the ball up, and nobody was in the right position to be able to get it. Oh, Wilmot loaded again. Talking it out.
Shot on Caverly.
Oh, you see, that was a very nice block that put that ball into a nice position where someone could have caught it.
And now we see the 6-on-2 from Wolfpack. Woods and Wilmot going to try and bring this back for the Golden Boys. New one with the throw. Oh, the cross court from Rabina missing, and then he gets countered. Oh, Ian is saying Woods did get grazed there.
Did he not make a throw after that knocked a player out? Should that player be revived? Or was it Wilmot who connected there?
I'm not sure. The Wolfpack didn't lose a player in the exchange. I think it was Wilmot's counter, actually, from the right wing. So.
I imagine that if somebody had been hit by Woods, they immediately would have spoken up.
Yeah.
I've seen great sportsmanship, but at the same time, that doesn't mean that you have to just let things go that you notice. Right? You can bring them up with your captain, who can relay them to the referee and let the referee decide. That was into the ground first. Very close.
I think probably mentioned it a few times in the stream, but only the captains or coaches are allowed to talk to the refs.
Yep. Absolutely nothing wrong with reiterating. We're going to be getting new people on with every game as the day goes on, and we're happy to give you guys any explanations of anything you want to know about. See Wilmot pacing around the back like a caged animal, ready to lash out.
He seems a little too calm for the whole caged animal thing, but... Oh yeah, time probably during the discussion. I think so. Clock's still running. We got about 3 minutes left in the first half. The Golden Boys up 3-2, and Wilmot going to try and prevent it from becoming tied here. Yan with a big fake. You see the shots from Caverly and Newen missing the mark.
Yeah, putting this into sudden death, though, might not be the worst idea for... Oh! Oh, I didn't realize the first one hit. I thought that he blocked it.
Yeah.
That's incredible. That evens the score quite a bit. Wilmot could run this down into sudden death if he needs to. Of course, that's provided that Wolfpack lets him. Oh, and they catch him. An aggressive yell looking directly at the other player after that catch.
I think he's excited. We got a timeout now from the Golden Boys. I think they want to try and make sure that momentum doesn't get built up for the Wolfpack, because they've been coming on strong in the last few points.
Yeah, an interesting thing to note in sports psychology is a timeout is a great way to break momentum.
Yep. See it used in other sports, NHL, probably NFL.
How many wins do you need to win the series? So basically how it works is every time all the players are knocked out, you get a point. So there's no maximum on the points. You just play till the end of regulation time, at which point, if it's a tie, you will do a sudden death round to break it. But if you're referring to the actual brackets, it goes quarterfinals, semifinals, championship.
Yeah. The actual matches are best of one, so...
Yeah.
And these are 40 minutes long.
Especially with people who are not getting paid to do this, right? Everybody here has either taken time off work or come in from another province. It's all done in one weekend.
And we are now 2 minutes left in the half. Still 6-on-6. Ooh. Clean shot onto LeBerge, who couldn't block that one. Dongan with the hit.
Less than 2 minutes in this half.
Oh, Carr Harris knocked out on a good corner shot.
Wilmot loading Gonzalez. Mendiola moving up.
It's a block by
Safura, you can tell he thinks that he hit that player.
Oh, and Yan gets knocked out. Couldn't get out of the way of that one. Couldn't find the catch either.
Now, fun fact about Daniel Stafura, number 15. He actually, I believe a year ago, was on the practice roster for the Ottawa Red Blacks.
Oh, really?
Yep. Traveled out there a few times, missed some dodgeball to do it.
Where's his priority at?
Well, now it's dodgeball. I think his football career is over, as I do believe he has done university. Very difficult to find a career in football if you don't make it professional.
Oh, great shot. Oh, and a good counter from Yassine there.
Right in the leg.
Golden Boys, though, still at the 4-on-3 player advantage. Wolfpack to the line. Ooh,
Look at that dodge from Gonzalez.
That was a good athletic-looking move.
Absolutely. Interestingly, he's known as a snowman in league play, as he generally keeps his feet planted on the ground. And here he is throwing his body all around. Perhaps he's just been saving the bruises for this event.
Wilmot with the counter.
Looks like a trade for Kopit there.
Yep. Now Yassine, 1-on-2, looking for Gonzalez, missing the mark. Now we see Wilmot and Gonzalez.
Best thing they could do is to just survive, put this into sudden death. That'll give them a huge advantage.
Just a few seconds left on the clock. One last shot from each of the Golden Boys players. And we move to sudden death.
Almost looks like the ref whistled early there. It was about half a second on the clock when that whistle went, but that's all right. Team's pumping them up. Gonzalez and Wilmot discussing what they want to do. I imagine they're going to go as far away as possible and take the angles.
Yep.
The worst thing that could happen to them right now is a double hit.
Yeah.
You want to talk momentum, that would be a great way for Wolfpack to gain it.
Saying going aggressive, hitting Gonzalez.
Oh!
And the question is whether he went out of bounds. The back ref saying no. Ina Sang calling
He for
in
sure
the
had
refs.
control of the ball, but did he have both points of contact?
Yeah, so even if he fell backwards out of bounds, if he made the catch, had control of the ball with 2 points of contact in bounds, that'll be a good catch.
Yeah.
If he didn't, that will not be a good catch.
Given where he caught the ball on his body, I would say that he had control immediately.
It looked that way to me. But we will see what the refs think.
You know what they say, the ref's reality is reality. Catch!
Yep. I think that's probably the right call from, as far as I could see, I think he had his feet in bounds.
Absolutely, he had the 2 points of contact, and he for sure had control of the ball, just not control of his body.
Yeah. So that is a big conversion by Yassine to give the Wolfpack the lead going into half, 4-3.
All right, let's see how these players do in the second half of this game. They are locked. They've got their horns locked, nobody giving an inch.
Just a quick update from the other court. It looks like at the start of sudden death, Fury is up 6-1 on the Arsenal. So a strong showing right now from Fury. I think we've got some Malik Yassine fans in the chat, which is understandable. He's a very solid player, a very nice guy.
Actually, during the Manitoba provincial qualifiers, we had a player named Malik who had a spiral fracture in his own arm from throwing.
I've seen those. They're not pretty.
Absolutely not. You got to be careful. If your arm hurts, listen to it. Don't just jack yourself up on painkillers and go out anyway.
Yeah, and learn to throw with good technique so that it's unlikely you'll hurt yourself.
Yeah. That was Malik Coleman, a local football player on the Manitoba Bisons.
See, ball retriever Alan Hoover, he shows dedication to finding those loose balls.
Yeah, right under the net.
Oh,
and number 2 gets connected to by LeBerge.
That is Dongan being knocked out. Now the Golden Boys going to try and use this 6-on-5 player advantage to whittle it down a little further.
Look at that wiggle from 14. Yassine just back and forth with the feet there.
You see back and forth. Nothing finding the mark yet. Golden Boys to the line. That shot. Oh.
Look at that catch from Gonzalez.
Yeah, he was squared up to that throw from Nguyen. Collapsed on it perfectly. There's another throw by Gonzalez, missing high.
Cavalry talking it out. Oh, wow. Nice
Carter hit out. Cavalry hit out on the trade.
Look at that.
Oh, Carr Harris couldn't find that ball from the ground.
Gonzalez just proving his worth today.
Yeah, he seems to be playing very well this round.
He's always been a consistent player, but he's playing much better than we normally see. You can tell that all that training and practicing has been paying off. Also, Gonzalez is responsible for bringing dodgeball to youth here in Winnipeg. They have the Winnipeg Minor Dodgeball League, which started up about 6 months ago. Knocking the ball into Wilmot's head.
Bit of a smile from Riel.
Don't let the mustache fool you. He is taking this quite seriously.
Good cross-court outside the body attempt from Gonzalez, but misses Yassine.
And a hit on Wilmot.
And a block on the counter by Yassine as well.
Oh, no. Only 2 balls. Oh, and they let Golden Boys sweep. They're going to regret that. Nice. A little hop there from Gonzalez.
I see a couple of shots missing.
Oh, that Shagger really making use of his long limbs. Nice block from Copette.
Oh,
He gets caught easily by Dongan.
Yep.
Bringing back the other Dongan.
You could see he was just ready for that catch. Came close to carrying himself over the line, but no harm done. And now Gonzalez is going to have to try and bring it back against 3. And
oh, Shagger grabbed the ball they weren't supposed to. Making the players reset to the back line. Anytime you start a round, generally you have to stand with your foot on the back line. In addition, when you're restarting play, it's always a good idea to make the players back up. Gonzalez taking his out. Puts Wolfpack at a 5-3 advantage now on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they've really seized the momentum that was not there for them at the beginning of the game, and yeah, they've built on it really well. 5-3 advantage. About 16-17 on the clock.
If the Golden Boys get knocked up, it'll only be up to the women of Team Manitoba to carry them past the quarterfinals.
We see another false start. Yeah, I'm sure the hometown crowd would like to see strong performances from the Manitoba teams here.
That's their first false start of this half, luckily. So it doesn't affect anything. There we go. You see a nice... Oh, looking for the team catch there. Doesn't get it.
Yeah, that is Nguyen getting knocked out off the rush. It's a dangerous place to be, but someone's got to run for those.
Absolutely. When a team is beating you off of the opening rush, it can be really disheartening. And then players will stop wanting to run, but at this level, I think people have just accepted that that's part of their position.
Yeah, that is the risk. We saw Rabina get hit out there. Ooh, Stafura.
Yep.
Just in the feet as he came down. There's no dodging that, unfortunately.
You can see he tried to keep his feet up as long as possible, too, and he fell right on his butt. Yan's still looking for a ball. Cavalry calling out a play. Woods with the blocks.
Oh, that one pops up.
Oh, no! He fumbled it!
Yeah.
The crowd going wild for that, and Cavalry getting knocked out. Golden Boys has broken the momentum.
That was a great job by the Golden Boys, recognizing the confusion and the momentum was theirs and hitting those shots. And yeah, they may have clawed back a bit of that momentum for themselves now. So 5-4 Wolfpack. It's been a very close match.
15 minutes on the clock, which means that we still have most of this half left.
No false start this time.
Oh. Block from Harder.
Well, Harder with the block, and Carr Harris knocked out on the counter. So a 6-on-5 player advantage, favoring Golden Boys to start this set. Harder with a big fake as Gonzalez lets it go.
See, Gonzalez is taking it easy.
I mean, he's been playing pretty hard.
Absolutely. Real candidate for Mr. Congeniality would be Rex Gonzalez. That would be for sure why he's one of the captains of Golden Boys. If anybody can keep a cool head at all times, it's that man.
Oh, a lot of back and forth. That one, I think Yassine, the only cap. Oh, no.
Yep, connected on Woods.
That Woods knocked out as well. I just learned recently, thanks to Guylaine Sanfilippo, that the Golden Boy is on top of the legislature building.
That is correct. It's one of the Winnipeg monuments. The Golden Boy is not happy with the name, as they were hoping for something a little more intimidating, but they are they are wearing on them one of the most iconic emblems of Winnipeg.
It looks like Mendiola just got knocked, like his attempt to block went down into the leg. He is out, but ooh, good cross-court attempt from Gonzalez there. He's doing a great job of sending those balls outside his body to the opposite wing. And that one goes straight ahead. Misses high. Ooh, that one missing low.
Golden Boys with just 2 balls. You can see them once again moving the guard positions one in. This is not the normal meta that we see, but it has been effective for them.
Yeah, and I like it personally. I think it threatens the area in front of them more effectively. Protects the teammates more effectively. Ooh, good shot onto Caverly. He makes sure he sends his ball to one of the waiting players.
For those of you who are new to this and who are looking to bring home a little strategy to improve your dodgeball game, or you're going to take it up, in WDBF rules, when you're dead, any ball that's currently in your possession, you are welcome to pass anywhere you like. Now, if you do not have a ball in your possession, you cannot interact with the balls that are still in play. So you just got to walk out.
And truth be told, if you are knocked out, you should pass that ball to a teammate. If they can physically hold another ball, you should make sure that they have the chance to do that.
Do it immediately. Don't wait. Don't just drop it in place.
Oh,
and a disarm.
disarm.
It's devastating. Leaving only number 11 for Wolfpack. The Golden Boys can take this. They'll tie it up.
Aaron Urbina missing.
Oh!
Ball on ball.
You could hear that from here.
Oh, looking for Riel.
The
Wilmot.
force. One ball. You can hear Wilmot putting his finger up even, trying to indicate to his team, this is our only ball left and we need it.
Urbina hitting low under that blocking ball.
Oh
taking
no,
out Gonzalez.
just Wilmot. Swinging this back into a dead heat. Wilmot feeling him out. Will he go back on the offensive? Oh, they've been catching him today. Finally, they don't.
Yeah, Wilmot putting that ball on the mark. Urbina not able to collapse on it, and that is a tied match.
This has to be the most exciting match that we've seen in playoffs so far, with the exception of the Riptide match in the quarterfinals that was over on the other court, which unfortunately I didn't get to watch. That was what it looked like. It was Z Warriors game all the way until the end, where the Riptide boys they just had a hair of a chance. They didn't quite make it.
Yeah, that was,
back from the brink.
Back-to-back catches by Cerudo, and then
that was
Garcia Silveira laying on the ground making a catch, which I've seen him do to me a few too many times.
Deeply unfortunate when that happens, but you can't argue with it. At this level, the skill is just unreal. I'm curious if in future iterations, when they do change balls, which will eventually happen, it happens in every sport, if they'll change them a bit to make catching a little less common.
Oh, it's interesting. When I've played a bit of cloth dodgeball, catching is actually way more common. So,
when we used to use the rhino skin balls, catches were very, very difficult to make. They carried a lot of speed right to the end, and they carried the weight of the ball in the skin instead of in the center like these ones. So they didn't squish well. You put too much pressure on, they just popped out of your hands. Another commonly used ball was elephant skin balls, which were much easier to catch. They also had a lot less mass.
I find those ones spin a lot. I can get some curves on them that don't seem fair.
I love spinning an elephant skin ball across a gym. I will stand at the back line and I will put curve on it to curve it all the way around the court.
That was a great cross-court shot.
The balls that we have here, they don't spin much. They could stand to have a little more texture in the skin, in my opinion.
Now we see... Ooh.
Oh, a connection on Yassine.
And I think Carr Harris checking at least that bounced before it got him.
Referee's discussing something. I wonder if it is the Carr Harris situation. Pernitsky, one of our full-time referees from this event, looks like he doesn't believe it was a hit. Krochak there making some big motions imitating the block we saw, so that's for sure the situation they're discussing.
I see the Golden Boys hyping up the crowd. Nothing says hype like a referee's huddle.
Absolutely. Have you ever been more stoked about a decision? Looks like they agree with the stream. It was a bounce.
Yeah, I believe that is the right call.
And they're back into it.
I see Dongan directing traffic from the middle again. Ooh.
Stafura just not having any luck with his blocks today.
Yeah, he didn't look happy with himself as he left the court, but...
Absolutely not.
Ooh, there's some good shots.
And
Cavalry coming up for the sweep.
I couldn't tell if that ball connected or not since he was screening my view here. But even if it had, running for it was the right decision. While that ball is still in the air, you're still live. You got to go for it.
Yeah, you might bait another ball as you go.
Absolutely.
See the shot from Wilmot missing on the left corner.
Dongan taking the center position, making a play.
A lot of cross-court shots in this match. Both teams really favoring those.
Absolutely. In this play, it's all right to make those cross courts, and it's a great way to catch people off guard. When you're playing with back walls and the balls can bounce back, it's usually a better idea to throw straight, but when you're playing with nets or just with no back wall at all, you can throw wherever you want, really. The only time throwing straight is a good idea, better than anything else, is if you think you'll be able to get the ball back from their block or from beaming it off their chest.
If you're really confident with your aim or the break you're putting on the ball, it can be a good idea, but there are some fantastic catchers in this tournament, so it can be really risky.
Absolutely. So I got a question for you. Before we saw these WDBF balls brought in, which was a real new development from about a year ago, what balls were they using in the national championships?
Beats me. I wasn't good enough to qualify, but I think mostly in my experience in Toronto and Ottawa, it's been Wilmot surviving that throw. It's
Nice
been
spin.
either the elephant skin balls or gator skin balls, which curve less.
Gator skin balls have a very smooth skin to them. They're very incredibly durable.
Yep.
They also come with a 4-year warranty, as it turns out, which is why a lot of leagues love them.
Today I learned.
Yeah, that was something I tried to implement in Dodgeball Winnipeg back in the day, but the players hated it because the balls barely spun, and we have a lot of sweaty people in Winnipeg. Those balls collect sweat. Oh, look at that block.
Great block.
Dirty
nope.
block, as it turns out. Looked great from here.
It did to me, but obviously Riel Wilmot, very honest player. If
Yeah.
he knows that got him on the way down, he's going to be walking off.
Yeah, an important thing to notice, like talking about the texture of ball skins again, the more texture you have, the better it's going to get moisture off of it. So if you hit a real sweaty player in the shoulder with a gator skin ball, you need to keep a towel in hand to rub it down.
Yeah.
But with these balls, generally, it's not going to keep, or you'll still be able to grip it at the very least.
And you can see the hand raise. He's just walking off.
Second one in this half.
I like the ownership of his mistake. That's, that's admirable. That was LeBerge, I believe. Yeah.
What was he referring to about the catch there? I saw him make a catch motion.
Oh, I didn't see the catch motion.
Yeah, I saw the referee walk over and say something like this. Well, I guess we'll find out later.
So Wolfpack now at the 6-5 lead.
And Gonzalez taking that hit.
He knew once that ball went up, he was looking to see if anyone had a play on making the catch, but unfortunately, it's just out of range for the teammates. Good cross court by Stafura, missing.
Nice strong throw from that man. Also, on hand as our first responder is Stafura's girlfriend, Sarah Blelick, one of the strongest female throws in Winnipeg. and a doctor.
Always good to have a doctor in hand, just in case.
Absolutely. Also, female player from Winnipeg, Guylaine Sanfilippo, her partner, Aaron McKay, I believe, is a medic in the military or something to that effect, and he is our other first responder on hand.
I just met him last night. Seems like a lovely man.
Absolutely. So back to this game now that stuff is happening. Safura hitting the feet again. He should start thinking twice about jumping.
That was an interesting curve on the ball from Rabina there. That one looked like it was curving in, and then it just bent outside a bit.
Great dynamics from him.
Ooh, and he gets hit out on the cross court.
Only usually you ever see that kind of dynamics locally from Rylan Yarjow, who was on Red River Rebellion and no longer in this tournament. There we go. It's 2-on-4 now.
Some excellent cross-court shots, eliminating some of those Wolfpack members.
Something worth noting is most of the Manitoba players here have not played in front of an audience before. The most that they've ever had are the people hanging out waiting for their games to start in the league.
It definitely adds an extra dynamic that, I don't know, some players feed on the energy, some find it intimidating.
It all depends on how you respond.
You see Woods there folding himself up behind the ball really well.
Absolutely. The energy in the room is palpable.
Yeah, I am definitely palped.
Absolutely. Call me Palpatine.
I understood that reference.
It's a good reference. Nice block from Woods there.
Authoritatively knocking it down.
It's low, or really wherever he wants to put it, but it's just not the strongest. Woods, on the other hand, has quite an arm on him.
I think once you reach this level, it's good to
see what I'm talking about. He's able to tip that up.
Yep.
And they both connect.
I think Woods saying, "Yep, that was a hit." Oh no, but the ref saying that was a bounce.
Both of them.
Yeah, yeah. To be honest, I couldn't tell really easily from here, but
now the other referee's weighing in.
Yeah, got a little ref huddle again.
I want to say that even though we do have a lot of referees from here in Winnipeg, they haven't been favoring the local teams at all from the looks of it. I guess they're just used to reffing them locally anyway, so I don't think they hold a lot of allegiance.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously when you're refereeing, you don't want any sort of bias one way or another to come in. You just want to call the game as you see it.
Absolutely. We got as many refs from across the country as we could. They are ruling him hit.
Okay, so
explain to the captain.
Yep.
Explain to the other captain that in his opinion he was not hit, but in the other ref's opinions it was. You can hear the boys from Red River Rebellion just making some noise in the stands there, cheering on their cohorts from Team Manitoba.
Okay, so we have, I believe this will be 7-5 for the Wolfpack once that score is updated. 3 minutes and 5 seconds remaining.
Trying to get the score up. Here we go. Golden Boys down by 2 points. They really needed that. They're going to need to take a quick round. Literally all Wolfpack has to do is play a normal length round and they've got this game in the bag. They don't even have to win it. They just have to survive.
We saw Stafura there knocking out Arthur Yan with a shot off the rush. Woods with a good block. And there, his shot, eliminating Yassine. Well, it's a promising start for the Golden Boys.
Look at Stafura moving around there. Nobody even threw at him yet. He was ready for it.
LeBeauche hit out, though. Couldn't block that one cleanly. We see that cross court from Woods.
Nice little drop on that ball at the end there. Caverly not passing to Dongan, who really wants that ball. You can see him keep looking for it.
Put out on Rabina. Good quick shot, quick release from Gonzalez there.
Look at Manjola in the middle there, practicing his Jeet Kune Do. Constantly shifting his weight. Woods feeling it out. Think he'd throw at Carr Harris, but instead throws at Caverly, who was holding 2 balls at the time.
Maybe trying to catch him off guard, but Caverly reacted well. See the attempt onto Wilmot missing high.
We're being informed by the commenters that the bald guys on Wolfpack look like the Salamanca brothers from Breaking Bad. Oh, hold on. Referee stopping things.
So the question here will be if Carr Harris was on the line. Oh,
they can stop the timer anytime now.
They've done it. So I think the question on the Carr Harris play will be whether he was over the line or on the line before he actually had control of that ball. He obviously had points of contact inbounds, but if he had points of contact outside, that catch will be no good.
I think the revival is good, so they've got one more player to take this round.
So that
literally all he has to do is survive and run the clock. He has 5 balls. He's going to be disciplined with these balls. He's going to wait for those throw timers. I guarantee it. Golden Boy is going to be hungry for that counter.
A minute 16 is a long time to survive against 4, though.
Look at them passing all the balls to the Shaggers there, and now he's just going to wait for the throw clock.
So the balls do have to start in play. You can immediately move them out of play, but they have to start in play after the play resumes. So now Yan's going to need to make good use of that. Misses and bounces one at Wilmot.
Got 50 seconds on the clock. They're looking for it. Stafura just letting loose.
The Golden Boys need to close this out before the clock winds down. We see the charge counters.
Oh, and he goes out the back line. That means that this next round, there's more than 30 seconds on the clock, will start as a regular round, I do believe.
Yep.
And since it'll go into overtime, we're going to see a sudden death between these two teams, almost for sure.
It's pretty unlikely that either team will close out the point in just 34.8 seconds, but you never
know. Take 6 line violations, or 3 hits and 3 lines, or a bunch of doubles.
Yep.
Plenty of situations that won't happen.
Yeah.
It's not impossible, it's just incredibly unlikely.
And what could be the final set, although the Golden Boys are obviously hoping not. Burden to throw will be on them as they won that last point.
Nobody wants to go into the sudden death with less players. LeBerge. Oh no, LeBerge is not going to be in this sudden death now. 15 seconds on the clock. Stop the clock. Is nobody paying attention to the timer?
No, there they... And it says 0. In the meantime, we can say that on the far court, Fury up 13-4 with 2:15 remaining over Arsenal. That is not a close match, unfortunately. So the call is that Nguyen is out. He doesn't look happy about it. Head ref is saying, explaining things to all the captains. We see a timeout called from the Golden. Oh no. Hey, did they already use it in the second half? Mendiola just trying to make clear whatever he needs to his teammates. Maybe saying settle down. Although I would assume they want to be all hypey about it. You can hear the crowd pretty excited. And when we resume, we're going to have 5-on-5.
For those of you who want to see the rest of this event, if you subscribe to the channel for only $5, you'll get to see all the archive footage, and there is at least 20 hours of great dodgeball to watch.
And my team's games.
Absolutely. Look at Manjola there telling his team to calm down. Ooh. If ever there was a war voice, that was one. You hear him screaming over the crowd. If he has any voice left by the end of this game, oh, don't block! No blocking in sudden death, Ireland.
There's a counter, though.
Oh, and another... No.
Wilmot out. There's a hit onto Dongan.
Stafura with a very powerful throw. Gonzalez passing the balls off to the wings.
Now we see 4 balls on 2. There's a miss from Stafura.
Oh, Car Harris! Oh, and Stafura finally goes over a ball for once.
Harsh.
He's coming up, taking the shot.
Missing.
Goes wide. Maybe he should calm down a little bit. Feel the shots out. Oh, look at that. Dongan ready for a catch. Woods ready to counter. Goes straight into the ground.
Yep.
Woods waiting it out. Dongan not even reaching for a ball. He's going to make a catch. He knows it.
But the clock is on him. He's going to be under siege when he picks it up. Oh, maybe not. There it is.
There we go. The crowd's erupting. Everybody's jumping. Actually, maybe not everybody. Just all the Team Manitoba people.
Yeah, I see a couple people just sitting.
Absolutely.
Quietly being respectful or something.
This game is going to go into another sudden death.
Yeah, and clearly the local favorites here, Golden Boys, have tied it up, have forced a 4-minute overtime period. So this period will be played with normal rules, not sudden death rules. If this set reaches the 4-minute time, then we'll see a move to the sudden death, no blocking rules. So special playoff overtime rules. I think the first time this has come up so far in the playoffs. Is that right? Absolutely.
The other playoff games have not been so close. Riptide, if they had won their sudden death at the end of time, would have put it into an overtime round.
That is true.
But they did not.
On the other side, we see the Fury match. The Fury victory is complete. Arsenal and Fury 13-4. Now everybody just in the handshake line. So I have to say, I was really impressed with the Arsenal. They were not fun to play against from a having powerful throws perspective. So
that's why they call them the Arsenal. They got the big guns.
I would call them the Armsenal.
Oh, Carr Harris in the feet there? Nope, ruling it safe.
Yeah, that may have bounced just before it got to him. I don't think it was going to be a catch either way.
You heard LeBurge say what, and the referee say it was the floor, and then he just says, okay, back to smiling.
Good block by Woods. Now the Golden Boys, 6 players strong, coming to the line.
It's important to remember that even though the last match was sudden death, that this is a regular overtime round. Money ball in the center there, Rex Gonzalez. Now they've got 2, he passes it off. Getting those balls into the 2 and 5 positions if they can. Mangiola with a nice jump. You can see Wolfpack now on the defensive. Golden Boys with the momentum.
There's a good block by Newen. Oh, and a catch by Stafura while holding the ball. Carr Harris knocked out of the point. Hometown crowd liking that.
Wilmot just sending a little holler out. Nobody throwing at him while he's tying his shoe.
Normally I would think you would stop play for that, but
I guess everybody just being a good sport today.
Wolfpack to the line. Oh, just missing Manjola. That was Newen's throw. Not quite finding him. There's a good block by Yassine. Throw from Woods. Just a little bit outside.
Wolfpack now on the offensive. Oh, and LeBurge without the catch. Stafura nailing the commentator booth.
He was not happy with something you said.
Sorry for commenting on your jumps, bro.
Rabina missing on the outside shot there. 5-on-4 still. We've got 1:45 in this period. Oh!
Gonzalez reaching for it, not able to tip it back in.
Good effort, but a little too far out of range.
Now 4 players and 3 balls on both sides.
Stafura.
Stafura's shot's going high today.
He's looking at his hand a little bit like, what?
You know what they say, the poor workman blames his tools.
And that was Mendiola hit out.
That's right.
4 on 3.
Trying to dry his hand off.
Yeah.
See, same thing happening to Rabina there.
Yeah, maybe just a bit of
or maybe
on the hands.
Or he could have been expecting Stafura to jump like he has been most of these dodges.
Oh. Rabina looking to square up to that ball, but Stafura with a good powerful throw knocks him out.
If there's anything that Stafura is known for, it's cranking it. Velocity is his skill, that's for sure.
Woods with a block. Ooh, evading the charge. Yassine hit out on the counter from Stafura.
Stafura looking for 2 balls. He's going to go on the offense immediately unless his team tells him to slow down.
5 balls for Golden Boys. Can't find the catch. We got 30 seconds left as well. Nguyen, if he's going to win this, is probably going to need to take out 1 or 2 of the Golden Boys before overtime. And he's only got 20 seconds to try and do that. Whistle.
Oh no, did Shager grab the wrong ball?
Oh, I think actually that was the shot clock expiring. So all 6 balls to the Golden Boys.
Oh no! This is not looking good.
And the clock wasn't stopped. I think it should be at 30 seconds. Unless, I'm not actually sure on the rule here if the clock actually stops during a throw clock violation, so...
Golden Boy is not arguing it.
Yeah. Regardless, we are now into no blocking. 3-on-1, Golden Boys have Stafura, Wilmot, and Woods on to just Tony Nguyen for the Wolfpack.
They're going to come out swinging, you know it.
Stafura
and leaving
Woods
Golden Boys with only the 1 ball.
Nguyen missing.
Oh,
twice.
look at him. You can see him putting his arms up. Now he's trying to relax just a little bit. Woods with a great counter, and Stafura clinching the victory for Golden Boys. What a comeback. That was absolutely incredible. You want to give these guys a rundown of what happened this game?
Yeah, it was a good start in this one from them. They went up, I believe it was 2-0, and then the Wolfpack seized the advantage and had a strong lead heading into the second half, but Golden Boys really doing a good job using their timeouts. Using good solid possession play and accurate throws to force the overtime period and make it an 8-7 victory.
Oh no, Kopet looks like his right arm is hurt in some way. The way he's hurting him or holding himself, I'm wondering if he wrecked his wrist. I think he's out.
Well, I hope
not.
not.
Look at him walk off there. He's in pain.
You're right. He's not.
That is not good, especially for a baseball player. He plays baseball all summer. This might hurt his chances of doing that this season.
Yeah, he definitely looks to be in some discomfort there.
He is sitting down there beside Dr. Sarah Blelick, our resident first responder. She's here cheering for her boyfriend, Dan Stafura, who made the game-winning hit there. Up next, it looks like we've got Strike 1919 going up against Kick-Ass. Strike 1919, the local Winnipeg team, and we'll be throwing it over to some ads for a bit.